The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. Sean Casey. Welcome to another exciting WebFire Wednesday webinar. This is about the 810,476,312th training we've done for everybody, all free, all good stuff. And glad you guys could make it. Today, we're going to be talking about website analysis, how we do it, what we do, why we do it, look at some live sites, talk about what the processes that we're doing and looking at them, talking about using site analysis in WebFire and what you should be doing. So we're going to get started and going further. A friend says he's excited. He's attended 12,000 so far. That's awesome. All right, if you're not a member of our Facebook group, go jump in and join at getwebfire.com/FB group, and we'll be giving away some money to a random poster as a winner later on. But let's get rolling. So one of the things that you want to do when you go to analyze a website, your website, client website, whatever it might be, because a lot of our members do work for other companies and other site owners. And so you can apply these same concepts if you're doing this for clients. And in fact, our first example we're going to talk about is a good example of this from a member, but also if you were doing this for the member, what you'd be following the same exact process, okay? So the first thing you got to ask yourself is, how does somebody find your site? And really, what page or pages do they find on your site? So you need to be thinking, all right, this person going to find me in Google because they're doing a Google search, and that's obviously a good possibility if you get the site ranked. And if you're running ads to the site, if you've got social media posts that you're making, like, how are you bringing people into your site? What makes sense? And if someone's going to be searching for topics related to your site, what topics are they going to be searching for? And now you can use our keyword analysis tool to find keywords related to what you're doing, but if you're in a market, you know that market best. So you most likely have a good idea of, like, people who are looking to find grout cleaner or who are looking to buy office furniture or whatever. Like, these are the most common things they look for, especially people that are ready to buy, because the best people you want are people ready to buy, right? If you had a choice between being ranked well for the term television or for specific brand and model numbers of televisions, you know, which is better in terms of a conversion rate? Obviously, the person looking for, what do I have on my bookcase here? An LG something or other, LG 46-inch LCD, you know, model number, whatever, right, TV. If I'm searching for that, and I would have before I bought it so that I could see reviews and everything, right? I'm basically looking, just making sure, you know, finding the best price, making sure I'm not doing something stupid and buying it. So that's much more of a person ready to buy. And, you know, questions that they ask, and you'll see how this fits in a minute to some of the stuff I'm going to tell you should be doing. Okay. Now, the next thing is, what do you want people to do when they get to your site? Now, your obvious answer, okay, is going to be like, you want them to give you money, right? But how do they give you money? Are they supposed to buy immediately? Are they going to call you? Or do they need to walk into your store? Do they need to join a list? Do they need to become a lead, set an appointment, right? There's a lot of different stuff people could do depending upon what your business model is, or your business model of your clients. So you need to think about what you want them to do, and then that should be, like, really obvious and simple. You want to think about it like, you know, going down a slide, right? Once you start down the slide, right, you're on your way. And that's what we want people on your website. It's like pretty obvious, like, what to do next and why to do it. And then last but not least, it's a really important thing is, why should the people do whatever it is you want them to do? Why should they join your list? Why should they buy? Why should they call you? Why should they go to your store? Why should they set an appointment with you? Okay, instead of looking for more options, why should they take immediate action when they're on your website? Okay, and part of that is because you've got a discount today only, or because you are the right company to deliver the product or service that they want, and the proof is on the site, right? Lots of reasons that might go into that, but these questions are things that you want to ask yourself before you get started, or analyzing your site, is just kind of think through this framework of like this big picture overview of things. Okay, so the first site we're going to look at, and for those of you just joining us today, we're going to be doing site analysis, okay, is ringneckretreat.com. Now, most of you, maybe all of you, know what a ringneck is, and I discovered it's a ringneck pheasant because I'm getting educated here. But our member Derek has this site in this business called Ringneck Retreat, which is focused primarily on pheasant hunting in South Dakota, but he also offers corporate retreats and spring snow goose hunts and fall waterfowl hunting. Okay, and he wrote in, he thinks that one of the problems why he doesn't rank well in Google is that the site wasn't built to be found in Google, and I would agree with that. Okay, but we're here to talk about how to fix that. So we're not here to talk about, that it's, screwed up, because he knows that. All right. Although I do want to mention that when I'm doing these analysis and anytime we're doing them, we do tend to be pretty blunt, because we're trying to help you. If we just said, hey, looks great, you're awesome, you're thinking, but wait, this thing doesn't work, nobody shows up, right? I mean, I'm not helping you. So we'll be brutal but helpful. Okay, so generally the most important search term, and Derek, you correct me if I'm wrong, is really going to be South Dakota pheasant hunting or pheasant hunting South Dakota, okay, for which this site currently is number 10 on page 4, so it ranks number 40 in Google. That's going to get you like 0 traffic, and he said pretty much anybody who finds him just finds him in by searching in Google. And in fact, let me go where somewhere here we have if we search the site in Google, first of all, we find that it exists, because if you have a newer site, you always want to search your actual site and make sure it exists in Google. Okay, and you can see that this is like a real business, right? I mean, he's actually got a couple of Google reviews that Google has picked up. He's got a nice layout here. If you're searching his site, you find that, hey, that this is like a real deal. You can find his Facebook page, right? There's even some, I don't know if this is you or not, Derek, on that thing, on your thing, but I mean, you see Yelp picks it up, et cetera, okay? When we search South Dakota pheasant hunting, okay, like I said, doesn't show up. Now, these first 4 ads, and one thing we can learn, like let's say you're analyzing this and you like me know nothing about pheasant hunting, okay? When I search South Dakota pheasant hunting, I learn things like what people are optimizing sites for and what people are running ads for. Okay, so you can see that immediately we've got South Dakota pheasant hunting, corporate pheasant hunts, pheasant hunting. All right, I mean, obviously is the key term. Now these guys are advertising, wild Kansas pheasant hunts, okay, which isn't necessarily, super responsive from an ad standpoint for South Dakota, but they may have found that, hey, this works really well. I have no idea. Okay, you'd have to go and test that and do all that stuff. Now, what we see is the very first ranking for this is Buffalo Butte Ranch, South Dakota Pheasant Hunting Lodge. Okay, now, so let's find out some important things about what the difference is between where we are at number 40 with the site and number 1. Okay, and this is probably where a lot of you are missing out on one of the simplest but most powerful things you can do with WebFire. Okay, so somewhere here we have, let me find the right thing. So if I search for ringneck retreat, okay, and I analyze that site for this keyword, South Dakota pheasant hunting, okay, I find that I'm 40% optimized, okay, which isn't great, all right? And this says I have an okay chance of ranking for this keyword if I target on my site. Okay, so that's a good thing, because and by the way, if you have an actual, real, what I'm going to call a local business, okay, although I'm sure he draws people in from all over the place, right? But I mean, like a physical location business, and you're in the pheasant hunting business, it doesn't really matter what this says, right? I mean, it's not like you're going to be like, oh, I'm in the South Dakota pheasant hunting business, I'm not going to target that keyword. I mean, that'd be stupid, right? I mean, you're going for this in all related keywords anyway, okay? But when we look down, we see that this site, what's the first thing? Okay, this site's title on the title page, or on the main page, which for some reason I don't have up. Hang on one second. Let's just go there, right? Okay, the title of this page, okay, is ring neck retreat. So it ranks for ring neck retreat, which makes sense because we've told Google the most important thing about this site is that it's about the ring neck retreat. And that's really awesome, except that unless you're searching that, that doesn't help, right? Okay, so we want, you know, and by comparison, hang on, let me jump over here, right here, yeah. So Buffalo Butte is a top 10 ranked site. Hey, congratulations, except it's not yours, okay? But this site, which was ranked #1 for that keyword, we noticed that it's, look, 90% optimized, which makes sense because, you know, it's #1. So we can guess it's pretty well optimized. Notice they have the keyword in the title. In fact, the first start of this, right, is South Dakota Pheasant Hunting Lodge, because they know that this term is the search term. And I'm going to pretty much guess, based upon that, that's the search term, okay? Now, if it turns out to not be pheasant hunting, maybe everybody searches ringneck hunting, that, you know, you're going to have to sort out, because I don't know the answer to that. But just assuming people that are, you know, not super experts like me generically do that, then I do that, okay? So they have it in the title tag. You don't have a meta description tag, period, much less anything in it. You don't have the keyword in a heading tag. And headings are usually things that are titled like this, okay? And so when this site was written, somebody said, hey, you know what, I want to welcome you to the site. That's all great, but that sucks from an SEO standpoint, okay? If you had something like, you know, best South Dakota pheasant hunting experience in the world, then guess what would be right in your heading? South Dakota pheasant hunting, right? And it would be marked up and tagged that way, and that would show up, and Google would be like, wow, look, this site has a page title here, and the initial header tag says South Dakota pheasant hunting. Google would obviously be able to say, you know what, this site is all about South Dakota pheasant hunting, because we've emphasized that this is the most important thing possible that this is all about, okay? Whereas that's not what we're showing, all right? Keyword density is really low, okay? It's below the 1 to 4% optimum range, okay? And we do have a sitemap, okay? We don't have schema. Technical performance is poor. You just would have to look into that. And I have a whole lot of image without alt tags, okay? I have 25 images, 17 have alt tags, but some don't, okay? Now, looking at the #1 site, okay, I wish we hadn't done that. Okay, that's going to rerun for a second. Okay, going over here, notice that instead of like red and orange warnings and stuff, okay, we have green, 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 right? Lots of green is a good thing, okay? And so there's a lot of things that are optimized here, and maybe some stuff that could be even improved from there. But hey, they're ranking #1 for the keyword they want, right? So you can't be like, oh, you guys suck, because they're #1. Okay, and you only have to do enough to be #1. At that point, you really can quit and go work on optimizing for other terms, right? So we can see from this, okay, the difference in this, because, you know, the only green thing we have is a sitemap, and that's not going to get us ranked #1, right? Okay, and you can look over here and see this. So one of the most important things you can do, that I alluded to a few minutes ago, is when you're trying to figure out, like, how do I get ranked higher, okay, in the search engines? How do I get to be #1? Is go analyze the #1 site, see what the difference is. Okay, so we can see there's a lot of difference because they've done stuff to optimize for this keyword. Now, again, presuming that's the keyword we want to optimize for, but we're going to assume that for now. Okay, now we can also look at keywords, you know, what keywords get used the most on here, and see, we aren't talking about South Dakota and pheasant hunting. We're just not doing it in a way that we emphasize it so that we get the focus on it, okay? And that's really, really important. If we go look at these guys, by comparison, see, we find, you know, their name, and then once again, South Dakota pheasant hunting, South Dakota pheasant, South Dakota pheasant, South Dakota pheasant hunting, Dakota pheasant. Notice all these terms that are like really, really, focused on that more as a terminology that gets picked up than the way we have. Okay, and that's again telling Google this is what the site is about. Okay, off page. Okay, so we've got a couple backlinks, but not much, and we should get a lot more because if we want to get onto the front page and then higher, we need to get more incoming links into our website. Let's see what these guys have. See, good comparison. So these guys have 17. So notice they don't have, like hundreds and hundreds of links. So getting as many links as they have wouldn't be that hard. Okay. And if you notice here, if you're new to Webfire, I recommend targeting the median. Okay. So the median is 15.5, right? Not trying to beat the highest because, like, if we go to page, let's just have this down here. Hang on. If we go to, we still have this set, right? Okay. We're probably going to find something like, I see, like, here's the South Dakota government site is number 2, right? For South Dakota pheasant hunting, right? That's probably got a gazillion inbound links because it's probably linked from its own thing. Okay. And so something like that is going to throw off like a huge amount of incoming links, or something like Wikipedia, right? That you're not going to be able to compete link-wise with, but that doesn't matter. Okay, social. Hey, we got a +5. We did find 9 people mention your site on Facebook. You could certainly try to get more. Get an active Twitter, a Google Plus account, just more stuff to spread out. These guys had 11 people who mentioned their site on Facebook. So just not like they're doing much more in that kind of thing. All right, and then we go down here, what about competition? Okay, well, we know the competition is these guys because we just looked in Google to see what it was, right? But notice that how we have highlighted South Dakota pheasant hunting. This is the big thing, like the top sites, okay, are all emphasizing, other than this one, which is the South Dakota government site. So, things are going to work a little bit differently just because of the government site, but we're not government sites, okay? And even this site here, notice it starts with best pheasant hunting in South Dakota. This one is, Dakota Pheasant Guide, South Dakota Wild Pheasant Hunts. See how everybody has this kind of stuff in their titles, but our title was what? It was just ringneck retreat, okay? And that makes a huge, huge difference when you're doing. And then technical performance, just analyzing, like, how stuff is going, if it's a little bit slow, it could be faster, whatever, okay? We're not going to worry about that right now. But just going through this analysis, you can see the difference between, these guys, okay, ringneck retreat, this Derek site, and the competition, okay, and what they're doing better. And so updating and following the suggestions to improve the site from an SEO perspective, the content, the title tags, the text, everything else, okay? Like these guys down here, they have the targeted keyword in an image tag, okay? All that stuff adds up. It may seem like really simplistic, but these are the things that make the difference between being ranked number 40 and getting ranked on page 1 and eventually fighting for the coveted number 1 position, okay? So let's look at Derek's site. Now, the site's all about hunting, so if you don't like hunting, this probably isn't going to be really exciting to you, but, and I'm not into hunting, but this is like a real business with, we've got people that are experts hunters. These people have been doing this all their life. They're field guides. They breed and train dogs. This is, big time thing. And these guys are real experts at this. And in fact, they even have a section called the experts that talk about everything. But what this is missing, okay, or what could be added is more information from the experts, okay? Because so let's think about this. Let's say you're going to go pheasant hunting, and especially because let's say corporate retreats got mentioned by both Derek and that those guys advertising, right? So let's say we're going to have a corporate retreat to go pheasant hunting, okay? What the heck does that mean? Because I've never been on one of those. And in fact, I'm not sure I'd want to go because there'd be a bunch of guys drinking and using guns. And somehow that just sounds dangerous to me because I don't do much drinking, and I don't do any shooting, right? What is this all about? How does it work? How do we work our team? Like, what's all involved in all this? Because I don't know. And one of the things that could really be done well here is to have and this is true, like not just at this site, like every site where you're going to interact with people, provide a personal service, people have to deal with you or anything else, is to create content wrapped around keywords. So, South Dakota pheasant hunting is a big thing, and fall waterfowl, hunting, and these different things, right? But there's so much more that's related to that you could be, creating videos on, how to work with a hunting dog, right? Because like I would have no idea on there. It'd be like, go get the birds, right? But there's probably like signals, things you do, even if you're not doing them and the guide is doing it, right? But you don't want to be like the guy going, hey, listen, you want some bacon, while the dog's off trying to do his job, right? So how does all this stuff work? There's so many different videos or articles that could be made and titled and tagged that people would be searching for, so you could get ranked for all these things related to these keywords, and people that come in and see these videos, these articles, would be like, wow, these people, they're good. I like them. They're personable. They really know their stuff. They've been doing this like a gazillion years. This is the place I want to go pheasant hunting, right? I mean, you're ready to go and excited about this. And the people that come to this site and don't come in through those pages, just come in through South Dakota pheasant hunting, when they see, like frequently asked questions, they see like a whole content section with all this great information, they're gonna be like, wow, these guys are super duper experts, okay? Because, not to be funny, Derek, but everyone says they're the expert, okay? Now, Derek's got 30 years of experience, okay? I mean, he's been doing this forever, right? So he really probably is pretty good at this by now, okay? But, all this additional information gives you, two benefits. One is getting recognized as the expert when people come to your site, and the other one that's really more important initially is getting people to actually find your site, because you're going to show up in the search engines when people are searching all these different things, like if I was to search, how do I set up a corporate pheasant hunt? Never thought in my life I would be doing this, okay? All right. So like I'm searching this term. People are paying money to advertise for this term. But look, the first thing that it shows me here is how to start and run a fee-based pheasant hunting business, okay? The Game Business Preserve Development Guide, right? I'm not getting the answer to like, how do I set up one of these things? Right? Now, maybe because I typed setup, but no one's even answered that question, right? Okay, how do I book a corporate pheasant hunt? Okay, so here's how to book a pheasant hunter with a guide or outfitter. Okay, so that's good. All right, corporate pheasant hunts, this gets me a little bit closer, right? But now these guys are getting traffic off this search term, and I didn't even type in South Dakota, so I don't know where they are. Actually, they have featured stuff all over the place they're referring people to. So, but you notice that, and you talk about like, so how do I get links to my site? Well, look at this. I just haven't noticed these guys. So the Buffalo Butte Ranch, right? They're linked off these guys' site. Okay, I can't see the ringneck one on there, but right. So I mean, getting links. Hey, you go to these guys. Go, be like, hey, how do we get a link? Whatever. Okay, but these guys are featured up here. Maybe they paid a few bucks to get on the front page. I don't know, but notice how you could see why someone would search a term like this, and then if you're ranked here and you've got the information, that really helps. The other thing, when we come back here, if you notice, like that these guys here, who are like one of their competition, right? The Thunderstick Lodge, okay, actually has a page titled Corporate Pheasant Hunts. And look, I typed in Corporate Pheasant Hunt and it shows up. Now, do you think that, I mean, people think Derek should have a page called Corporate Pheasant Hunts or South Dakota Corporate Pheasant Hunts, right? Because you want to rank for that term. This is a term, because this isn't a guy like, him and his kid going out hunting. It's like you know, a whole group of people. This is like selling out the ranch for some period of time, right? Okay, so you see how this works. Everybody get the idea. Like there's so much potential here and different things you could do with this, and be able to get it so that you can just go crazy with this. Okay, good. All right, so that is a good example of things you can do to analyze a site, analyze the competition, be able to easily see the difference, easily see stuff that you can fix. Okay, there's nothing wrong with this website. There's just things you can fine tune and things you can add to the website. Okay, that will make it much stronger. And in fact, the other thing that I would probably say here is, well, like I was talking about, if you set up a corporate pheasant hunt section, then I would probably have something titled up here. If that's a serious part of the business, I would have a thing that someone could be like, oh, look, they do corporate pheasant hunts. Click here, right? I mean, there's something generically called the hunt. Okay, and again, see, this is not a good page title. Okay, because the hunt, isn't as good as pheasant hunting, bird hunting, South Dakota hunting, like anything that gets the keywords in the title. Okay, so all right. Anybody have any questions on this particular one before I move on to the next thing? That silence is me waiting for people. That you didn't lose sound. That was just me waiting to see if anybody typed a question. Said, okay, nobody typed fast enough anyway. Okay, so moving on. Pop back here. Okay, next thing up. All right. Oh yeah, by the way, so when you go to improve a site, do the easiest stuff first. Okay, because you don't need to start anything complicated. First, easy stuff first. When you see stuff like titles, title tags, header tags, keywords in the content, incoming links, like these are the first things to do. You make those changes, use the site submission tool, submit the site. You're a lot of times going to see like cleaning up this site just a little bit, so it's really clear it's about South Dakota pheasant hunting. It's not a brand new site. It's been around for a while. It's got Google knows that it exists. You probably jump, from page 4 to page 2, or maybe even page 1, literally just by doing that. Okay. And then focus on the most important keywords first. Okay. So like if South Dakota pheasant hunting is what most people use to find your site, that's the one you optimize for. And then you add more, like, fall waterfowl hunting or whatever it was, right? You can make a page and content on that. So you have pages that are focused on specific keywords, and you just work your way down from the most important keywords and the ones you feel you can do the best to rank for, and you work your way down, and you just have a list, and you just keep working and adding. Don't have to get it all done today, and don't have to get it all done in the first week, but you just keep building it out, and over time you end up with a site that gets traffic and lots of different things. Okay, Henry just asked a question. Can you redirect a keyword URL to a website that was not named properly and get the same benefit? No, because if you've got a web page, like Google's not going to rank a redirect page. So if you have a page like webfire.com/keyword, and if I type that in the search bar, like my browser bar, and it redirects to webfire.com/new page, what Google's going to look at is the content on the new page. They're not going to be like, oh, let's rank this page that doesn't have anything on it except go to this other page. Okay, so that's going to do you nothing at all. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what went wrong, why you need to ask that question, but that's not going to do you any good. Okay, when you're building out your site, and building out is you're adding stuff over time, right? You want content for keywords, things like articles, videos, how to do stuff, how this works, whatever this process or service is, right? The best times to do stuff, the top number of things, the top 10 ways people enjoy pheasant hunting, fowl hunting, whatever, the top 7 things to look for in a corporate pheasant hunt, right? I mean, all these different kind of things. I mean, you've seen all these kind of stuff on other people's sites and on YouTube and in Google, and that's what you want to just start setting up for your site. And as I mentioned, that generates rankings, free traffic, gives your site authority, brands you as the expert, makes people want to do business with you, gives you personality. Because if people have to engage with you, if they've got to deal with you at all, whether you're a doctor, a hunting guide, a chiropractor, a house painter, right? But if people are going to have to deal with you, all of this stuff really helps a lot because they know who they're dealing with at that point to be able to do that. Okay. Again, to improve, whoops, did I just go backwards? Sorry. All right. So Ecom websites, there's 3 Ecom websites we're going to look at and talk about because we had a huge amount of questions on Ecom sites. We're going to talk about those. Okay. We're going to talk about campingthenorthwest.com, patiofurnitureandfountains.com, and childrenandbabygifts.co.uk. Okay. Also, who is the baby gift site? Pam. Pam, this site, whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen. If I remember right, this site doesn't come up without the www, so you just need to get that fixed. That's just like a setting somewhere. I don't know where it is, but there's a setting you just fix because that way if someone typed it in, it doesn't go to page not found the way it did for me. Okay, so we'll come back to those specific things, but one of the biggest questions that came up related to all this is what's the best strategy to promote a general Shopify store, because you guys have lots of stuff on your stores. And that's okay, but don't think about your promotion of your store as like this general store. Don't think about yourself as being like Walmart or Tesco or some massive branded location, because you don't have that, okay? And unless you're going to spend millions of dollars a year to brand your domain and your name, you're not going to have that. So let's just be realistic, right? What you're going to have is a site that people can think of, find, search for, you can run ads to, whatever you're going to do, that's got niche related content, because that's and products, because that's what you can do well with, right? So you want to think about promoting specific products under niches that you have for sale. So even if you have a website that's like, I have every patio fountain and piece of furniture available in the world, I have millions of items on my store, right? That's generally, people aren't going to be like, hey, I'm going to go to the patiofurnitureandfountains.com site and I'm going to see if they have a million pieces of furniture, right? They're probably not thinking of you that way, okay? But if you drive people there, as we're going to talk about how in a minute, okay, through other means, and they get to your site, then you've got a great chance of selling them, okay? So we want to be careful not to think of, wow, we've got everything, and so everyone's going to want to come hang out on our site, because that's not the way the human brain actually works when it comes to finding this stuff, okay? Now, it's going to be great if you can get some of your pages ranked in Google for your target keywords, and you could, okay? I'm not going to tell you that you can't, but you have to realize that unless you're selling something like incredibly unique that people are searching for by that unique terminology, then they're not going to find you by accident, okay? You're going to have to do something to set yourself apart. And if you're selling just baby gifts, right, and like you're not going to rank probably on page 1 for baby gifts just starting out, okay? Because there's a whole lot of really big companies fighting to rank for baby gifts. You're fighting with like Amazon.com, right? This big competition, okay? But we can do some things to get other traffic that's going to be more helpful for specific baby gift products, or if we come up with something new and trendy and different, that's going to help, okay? One of the things we want to make sure is that we name our products and have our product descriptions have the best keyword related content we possibly can have, so that people might actually find us that way. For example, if you've got products like Poodle Mug or Best Grandma T-shirt or Moon and Stars necklace or whatever it is that you have, that becomes really important, because people will search for those terms, and different things will show up. And if we go back here to and just search here, but what if we search for ring neck pheasant mug? All right. Now, how many of you thought that ring neck pheasant? See, I can't even spell it correctly because it's actually one word apparently. Okay, but look, there's all these people, Cafe Press, like the only guys that actually have this mug. They own this mug description. Okay, I mean, they got like the first 10 sponsored listings. Okay, but if we go up here, okay, we can see that it's on eBay, it's on Etsy, it's on eBay, it's on Zazzle, Amazon, whatever. Okay, but let's go look at more images, because if you were looking for a mug, you'd probably be like, boom. Let me see some pictures, because really I'm buying this for the picture, right? So let's see what we find. Okay. All right, let's pretend we mean the actual correct name. Okay, ring neck. But now we have it spelled in one word, right? Okay, so if we go look, we can see that this is Fine Art America, which was one of those ranked sites, and this one's on Cafe Press, Zazzle. Okay, Fine Art America, right? Okay, but these guys, because they've got this ring neck AmericanExpedition.us, but you can see somebody on Pinterest got this posted, global.rakuten.com. Okay, so you can see, but all these different mugs show up here, right? It's on glasses. All right, so why do these exist? Because somebody's buying them. Okay, and if your site is tagged correctly, so that you spell ring neck properly, first of all, is one word, but you got ring neck pheasant mug, then potentially someone is going to find you. Find your mug potentially, or your T-shirt. Okay, look, here's people with all these T-shirts, right? Okay, all these different shirts. All right, and there is stuff in this one here. See, this is the True Hunter. I like pheasants and maybe 3 people. Okay, all right, but I started out looking for ring neck T-shirt, and now I'm looking at this, and I've got this Oklahoma State pheasant hunting Oxford sweatshirt kind of thing, right? Okay, who knows where I end up? But these guys are getting free traffic because of tagging their products correctly, right? So make sure the image have file names that people are going to pull this up and find these things in there. In fact, hang on one second. I want to go back for a second. Well, hang on. Let's go visit this image for a second just so I can see it. Well, okay, sorry, that's on Pinterest, and so that's really not helping me with the image name. I wanted to show you something like, okay, you guys are not helping. This is on Cabela's. Well, okay, I was going to show you that these people name the images correctly, but let's not spend too much time proving that. Okay, now it can be hard to rank for your products. Okay, if you're selling the same toilet bowl light that everyone else is selling, it's really hard to be like, oh, they're going to find mine and not the other million people, right? But we can rank for articles on a keyword targeted blog. Okay, and this is really important because content and terminology is what gets ranked. And you have to remember that. So even if you're like, oh, I have really cool videos, if you have really cool videos and Google doesn't know what they're about, then that doesn't help. So we need content on the page that says that here's what the video is about. It's about South Dakota pheasant hunting, or it's about ring neck pheasant T-shirts, or whatever it's about. Okay, the articles can be anything that talks about keyword related information, and I was just talking about some of this earlier, but you can also be doing product reviews, gift ideas. You could if you think about it like gifts to give, gifts for pheasant hunters, right? Okay, top 7 gifts for pheasant hunters in 2017 or 2018. Sorry, when you do that, people are searching for all this kind of stuff. All right. And this becomes really important when someone is doing that and you've got the answer. I'm really just curious now if I search top gifts for pheasant hunters. I know you think this stuff is nuts, but see, look, 5 holiday gift ideas for the pheasant hunter. Okay, okay. Sportsman's wish list: 24 great holiday gifts for a hunter. This is Field and Stream from 2012, right? But you know what? If you're married to a pheasant hunter, you're in love with a pheasant hunter, you've got children or parents that are pheasant hunters, like, man, I have no clue what to buy these people, right? Boom. The person who searches this, you know what they're doing? They're like, hey, I'm going here. All right, so this is what pheasant hunters really want. Well, this page opens slow. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? And this is a stupid list. Seriously. This is maybe like the worst list ever. Okay, for several reasons. Number one is, look, okay, it's like, get them a new coat or other hunting apparel. Buy them a bird hitch. That'd be funny. I don't know what a bird hitch is. Oh, it cleans birds in seconds. Okay, good. I bet I'm getting educated today, right? Can buy them boots, shotgun tail, shotgun, right? How many of you were thinking this is what they were going to tell people to buy? I bet 0 of you were like, hey, that's what's going to be on this list, right? Okay. Now this is actually a ranch that made this list, so it worked because they're ranked in Google for the term. But man, they could have been like linking like, hey, come to our store and buy this stuff. Look, here's a shotgun you can buy, right? You could have affiliate links, have anything. This is like the worst list ever in terms of like effectiveness, other than the fact that they're number 1 on Google for top gifts for pheasant hunters. Okay. And if I was selling pheasant hunting stuff, I'd be trying to be number 1 on Google for this, right? Okay. Because people, if they came to the list and the list actually had a link to something, okay, see, like, this is so much better. Look, because these guys, Field and Stream, are better at this, right? Sportsman's wish list, the top, 24 great holiday gifts for hunters from 2012 of all things, 6 years ago, right? But look, they're like, you could buy the SOG blade light, okay? And we could click on this and boom, we go buy it. I'm hoping, right? Right? We're going to get there. Someday this is going to open. Yeah, I could go buy this knife, okay? In about 3 months when site opens up, okay. Okay. But see how these guys have a list and they got links to stuff, okay? They're getting paid for this, right? And here's our holiday gift guide 2016, okay? Right? But see how effective this is, because man, I'm just like, go in here, click it, and when I see the impulse item that's ready for me to buy, I would buy it. Boom, done, end of story. Because they made that list, it's still there, and you could have that list for your thing. Okay, whatever your target market is. Okay, for reviews, it's not like you have to buy every single product. Some of you have products with literally tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of products, right? You don't have to do that, but get big selling items and review them. Okay, or comparison. And the way you can review them is, hey, here's the stuff that's in it. Here's a video from the manufacturer's site, okay, or still images from the manufacturer's site, because they make those so you can use them, all right? You can then go get information from reviews that people have written about the product on other sites, on Amazon and Google, and be, hey, when we checked the reviews, this was rated 4.5 stars we checked, and the most common comments people had were, they really love this stuff, and the one thing or the 3 things they hated most were X, Y, and Z, right? You don't get, because you just go read, summarize, put it up, boom, okay? All right? Or you can compare, like, which is better, product A or product B? Well, here's the pros and cons of each and what we suggest, and use, you're either selling both directly, you're using your affiliate link for both, and then answering common questions. I was talking about this earlier on the pheasant hunting site, right? What do people, what questions are going through their brain when they're thinking about buying stuff? Like, so let's say I'm thinking about buying a patio fountain, okay? How many of you would know how to buy a patio fountain? Only the patio fountain guy probably, right? I mean, if you ever do, you're like, because you start thinking about, it's like, oh, should I buy a big one or a small one? Do I have to hook it up to the water supply? Do I have to keep it filled? Do I have to put filtering tablets in it? Is it loud? How do I know how loud it's going to be? Because it's buying it online, I can't hear it, right? What material should it be? Does it make a difference if it's undercover or it's actually outside and it's going to get like rained on and the birds are going to fly in it, right? Okay, like there's a million and one questions that just pop up immediately. People, before they buy, they're going to have all those questions. If you have the answer, the top 7 things you need to know before buying a patio fountain, or how to buy the, seven things to know to buy the perfect patio fountain for your yard, right? The person who reads it is going to be like, wow, this is the criteria. And then you're like, and here's your, you know, and we broke this down. Here's your top 3 choices based upon your budget or your material type or your location choice or whatever it might be, okay? Because that's going to make a really big difference when someone comes to your site that way, okay? All right, use the same concept to make quick videos, whether they're just text, whether you show and tell, whether you're like open up the box going, hey, look, I'm opening it up and here's my flashlight. And look, it turns on and it's got, you know, 5 modes and whatever, okay? And then when you upload your videos to YouTube, which you want to do, okay, you want to make sure you tag them with keywords related to your product so people can find them on YouTube, so Google can rank the videos, because you're just spreading the love around for ways for your site to get found, okay? And then once you post the video on YouTube, you turn around and grab the embed code off YouTube, which is right underneath the video. If you haven't ever done this, it's really simple. You copy and paste that, put that right back in your blog, and you make a blog post with the video. Now, you don't just put the video up because Google won't know, hey, this is what the video is all about. You'll put a title to the, you know, a nice header on it, heading, a subject line kind of thing, you know, the top 7 ways to buy a patio fountain, boom, okay? And then you're like, hey, listen, if you want to know the most important things about buying a patio fountain for your home, yard, patio, pool deck, whatever people do them and whatever the keywords are, then you know you want to watch this really, really informative video, because you're going to learn keyword, important stuff. Boom, that's really all you got to do, because now it's all totally keyword focused, and you got a video. People would come, they'd visit, they'd stay on the page, and then of course also on the page you want to be like, go here to buy a fountain from me, okay, or go here to see the top 3 fountain choices based upon your budget or whatever it might be, okay? Or if you're like, oh, I can't make a video, I can't do anything, that's okay. Go steal them from YouTube, because YouTube is made for you to embed anything. So if you're like, oh, I can't do this, well then go find the guy who made the YouTube video on patio fountains, okay, and put it on your website, and then put your own content on there, and you can still look like, you know, you're being helpful. Now see how to say this, let's see. YouTube.com. Let's see, patio fountain ideas. Okay, let's see what happens. Look, garden water fountain ideas, tips and ideas on how to build one, 120 unique fountain ideas to spruce up your garden. Okay, fountain design creative ideas, all right? Now, you may be like, oh, how many, look at this. 316,000 views posted 10 months ago, okay? Here it is on 100 fountain design creative ideas 2017, 832,000 views, okay? And we can have this on our website as fast as you can grab the embed code and post it on your site, okay? So, you know, with all this stuff, it's that simple for you to be like, oh, look, I have all this cool stuff on my website, right? Okay. I think I knocked myself out of presentation, but it doesn't matter. All right. And again, you can still rank those pages based on titles, headers, text you have on your page, and the people will come, and you can still refer them to be like, hey, if you love those fountains, you can see many of them on our site and go buy them right now at a discount. Use this coupon, whatever, right? Okay, so back to the Ecom sites. We should have Camping the Northwest. Now, I grabbed this one out of them to look at first because, first of all, this has like the common, what I really think is the Ecom mistake is the whole website is this picture on the homepage. If I come to the homepage, it's like all I see is this picture, and it's a really cool picture, but this picture does not sell anything. It doesn't tell me I'm at the coolest website in the world. It doesn't tell me that everything's on sale. It doesn't tell me I should join. It doesn't tell me anything. This is a big picture. Now, this is a common Ecom thing, right? But if you you know, if you look at this and you go to, let me go to something. Hang on one second. Oh, I don't want to knock that side out. Hang on. But if I go to like, hang on. If I go to Macy's.com, let's go to Macy's, right? Really big U.S. department store, okay? Yes, they have a big image, okay? But notice what their image is. Look, it's a sale. It's a sale. Get more rewards. Join now. Do something, right? Click here to go join the reward thing. Okay, whoops, and I clicked. I meant to go to the next thing, the next image. But see, their images aren't like, look, here's a pretty picture. okay, which is how all these e-com sites get designed, okay? This is, hey, get a free gift, shop now, okay? Remember I said, what do you want people to do when they get to your site? These guys, they want you to go buy stuff. Come on, change page. Okay, we have a kids and baby sale, okay? You can buy a kid right here, shop now, all right? Presumably, they're really not selling children, okay? You know, now it's furniture and mattress sale, okay? Furniture, mattresses, outdoor, okay? Go, click, and buy. No interest, right? Boom, Labor Day sale. Shop now. Labor Day in the U.S. is a big first Monday of September holiday, like our bank holiday like in the U.K., right? So you notice the difference between all these e-com sites we're going to look at, like patio fountain decor site or customized baby gifts, right? These are, see the difference, massive, massive difference. If you're going to take up all of this content on the space on the front page with pictures, they really better do something to sell your products or you're wasting it all. Okay, if we scroll down, what I love about this site, okay, other than the image, okay, this should have like a big header that's like, you're camping in the Northwest and here's all this keyword stuff in big headline like good web pages should have, okay? I mean, it's really camping in the Northwest is really probably not what it's going to rank for, or I'm not sure even people search that necessarily. But what's great is that this person, who I've lost track now in all of this, who this is, hang on one second because I want to recognize them by name. Joe, this is Joe's website. So Joe is creating content, which is awesome, okay? All right, okay? You know, how to find the right Frio River rental for your camping trip, right? Is hammock camping right for you? 5 tips to the site. See all these keyword related things? Camping in the Bay Area, Houston. Fishing, Minnesota. Well, that could be probably a little bit better headline, okay, because you want it to be interesting. But see here, top 5 Labor Day destinations. Now, I grabbed this really quick and searched this, and there's competition because, you know, big newspaper sites and news sites are posting things like this. But if you could tweak this even more, like top 5 Labor Day destinations for campers in the Northwest, right? You'd probably catch more people there, okay, with that. But you get the idea how this is going to give you the chance to grab some traffic. Now, the downside is that we actually get to this page and we're taken over by the camping tent. Okay, but the camping tent doesn't do anything. It's just a picture that takes over the whole thing. And look, there's this little tiny word that says blog here. Okay, I told you I was going to be blunt with all this, right? But now if we look at this, how badly formatted this page is, so we could do much better with formatting. And then always, if I get people here like, there's nothing here that's just like, you know, and when you go camping for Labor Day, buy a tent, buy a bicycle, buy you know, a backpack, buy something, right? Okay, because you want to get them from the content to your stuff that you want to sell, like to your shop. Okay, because here's all this great stuff that they could buy, but he's got to get them there. Okay, and then the next thing is when you're on these e-com sites, right? I have no idea what the best-selling products are in this site. Okay. And they might be in that order right now. So, but what you want to do, okay, because there's 226 results, okay, is, you know, when someone gets your store, you want to make sure that you get them to see products they're most likely to buy immediately with, you know, good headlines, okay? And like I said, I don't know, this could be like the, you know, this could be the very best seller one, the Auto Reset Pro Style Target, okay? But when you're doing this, so if someone hits your store, you want to make sure you're taking them right. Again, what do you want people to do when you get your site? I want them to go to my store. I want them to buy this stuff, okay? Jumping over here, looking at the patio fountain store, right? Same concept, okay? You've got massive image, taking over the whole page, doesn't do a doggone thing, okay? All right, okay. Now, this does at least have some text on the front page once we get there. Shop our large selection of fountains and patio decor, okay? Could be a better headline, okay? And how do you figure out the better headlines? Go look at the really big retailers, like, you know, what happens when you land on them, right? I mean, if I land on Amazon.com, who you have to guess, they're pretty good at this, right? what do I see? Okay, we see that, first of all, Sean bought vacuum cleaner belts. Okay, but you notice they're flipping images across, but they're all linked. Okay, let's buy pants. Okay, let's watch the new Jack Ryan movie on Prime Original and keep paying them, right? Let's buy a Kindle e-reader. Let's buy a home kit. Let's listen to Alexa. Let's buy an Echo Show, right? But the only reason they're flipping that top is to sell me stuff. And these guys are split testing this all day long. They have this completely optimized to what they should do. Now, you can't be as tricky as them and be like, oh, Sean, you were here, yesterday, and here's what you saw and bought, right? Okay. So somebody just said I've been an Amazon customer since 1998. I didn't even realize that. Okay, yeah. So I single-handedly keep Amazon in business. But you can see the difference. So go steal freely from the concepts these other guys are doing. Okay. And then you've got an ad here that's probably a Google AdSense ad, which is fine, but do you want to take people off your front page to Wayfair to compete with you, or do you want to go sell your Vestal Dancer water fountain for $1,443? Okay, that you got to decide which runs and makes you more money. Okay, so you guys get the concept. Now, if I look at patio furniture and fountains, okay, see, and this is an image right here. Okay, so that isn't helping. Okay, up here we have shop fountains and patio decor. Okay, but we don't say. Hang on a second, this will pop the whole thing. Patio accessories and more. Okay, but if we're going to be patio furniture, what do you think the title of this page should be? Say it with me, patio furniture. Because if we're going to sell patio furniture, then we need to have our home page be focused on patio furniture, okay? Because, we don't have anything on here that's telling Google this is patio furniture, all right? Until we get to outdoor patio furniture, okay? But here it's, fountains, patio decor, patio accessories, okay? And those are all different search terms, right? And this stuff here, these titles are in the images, so that's not helping us. Okay, and then down here we're fountains and patio decor. So, you got to pick the term you want to rank for. Now, if you want to rank for patio decor, that's okay, but you got to choose it's patio decor or it's patio furniture or it's patio accessories, because every page is going to have a primary thing. And I think I searched this real quick. So I presume that we're targeting patio furniture because this name of the site is patio furniture and fountains, right? And if I do that real quick, because I know we're running out of time, we've got some blue stuff, right? We don't have the keyword in the title tag, no description tag, it's not in a heading tag. Our keyword density is low because we're talking about everything but patio furniture, okay? And that might be on purpose, so I might have searched the wrong thing, but you can see the way it's done. We have a sitemap, we have a schema, that's awesome. Tech performance is low. It's an ecom site, and that might be not a lot you can do about. Okay, images on your website without alt tag. Okay, you got 16 images, 4 alt tags. You need to fix that because we're talking about how you can get those images ranked, right? Okay, and you just go through the analysis like we did, but you can see lots that could be done. I don't think you're going to rank real quick on page 1 of Google for patio furniture anyway, but whatever your focus is, you want to focus on and be targeted to those things, because you look at, who's ranked for patio furniture is probably a really bad search term because we're going to get all these really big stores. But skipping all the ads, see patio furniture you love on Wayfair. Now Wayfair is a massive site, but you notice the page that ranks is called patio furniture. The name of the page, okay, is patio-furniture some code, right? Okay. And the Home Depot page is called what? Patio furniture. The Johnson Main page is called patio furniture. The Target page is called patio furniture. Okay. The Yelp page is patio furniture, right? I mean, you see how it's patio furniture equals front page, and why we talk about, what that title tag is. Same concept if we go to children and baby gifts, okay? Now, if we search, because this page is titled right here, customized baby gifts, right? So let's assume we're trying to rank for that term, and it's a good search term, and we go back here, you can see that we have a good chance of ranking, and a lot of this is optimized for that, which is great. Okay, and I didn't actually go search Google to UK to see if it's ranked or where it's ranked for that, but you can see that this is well customized for that particular search term. In fact, it's 85% optimized, which is great. Okay. Now, how well it's ranking or doing from that, I don't know. But you see the difference between lots and lots of green and lots of red and blue that need work, right? So you want to go get that stuff done. So if you got any questions, type them in real quick. In the meantime, go to our group, Facebook group. If you're not a member, click join. Sharon will prove you in just a minute. Look for a post on the page that Sharon posted up there. See, there's our bedroom that's getting repainted or redone. Somewhere here, let's go find Facebook group. The fastest way to get there than looking. Okay, so yeah, right underneath this post right here that says, hey, how'd you like today's call? Go post right underneath that, and we will go and count them up in just 2 minutes or so and do that. Give away $100 to one of you lucky folks. Thanks for being here. Thanks for participating. Thanks for everybody who submitted sites. Thanks for being members. So people asking if we can analyze your site. Well, not right now because we don't have time. And then secondly, we always send out an email in advance so that I can obviously, I've looked at these sites in advance, done a little research, made a plan, so I can sound like I know what I'm talking about and give good information and feedback when we have these calls and training webinars so that we can do a good job for you. But go ahead and post up underneath, whoops, the post. I'm probably looking at the wrong one. Where's your post, Sharon? Okay, August 20, where's the August 29th post? I can't even see. All right, hang on. I don't need a new conversation starter badge. Hang on. I can't even find the post my own self. This is terrible. Okay, let's refresh the page. Hey, look, here it is. Who loved today's webfire? Okay. Oh, Sharon said if people post in the wrong place, it moves the post. Okay. So it's y'all posting in crazy places. All right, let's see who posted down below, and we're going to wrap this up in a minute. Here. 5 days ago today. Okay, I think everybody posted in the right place though, because you guys were smart enough to find it. That's awesome. That makes my life so much easier. All right, we're up to 30 comments. Somebody's typing. Okay. More people typing. Okay. Give you another minute. Be able to do this. Francis now attended 12,001 webinars. Awesome. Okay. So let's open up random.org, and I know you guys are still typing for just a minute. And please only post once. Avoid the temptation to post 300 times so we don't have to boot you out, hunt you down. Since we will know where you live, this is Facebook. Okay. People stop typing. All right, good. So we're going to call it 37 comments. And we're going to pick 1 through 37. And we're going to make it easy on Sean. 9. I can count to 9. All right. Hang on. Let's view all the content. Whoops. Hang on. You guys get on the wrong one. All right. 39. View 23 more comments. I know some more people posted, but that's okay. We're only going through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keith, Kelly, you are the winner. Congratulations. Pop in, post us your PayPal email address in the Q&A section, question section in the GoToWebinar app, and we will shoot you $100 in just a moment. So do that. Let's see if anybody has any last questions here. Would it be a good idea for the owner to write a long blog article about patio furniture and link it to the e-commerce page? Doesn't have to be a long blog article, because how many of you want to read the really long article about patio furniture? Like, not many people, right? We want to, like, no more than a page. Like, if you were to print it out, no more than a page. And what you want is keyword related information, right? How to buy patio furniture. What's the best patio furniture to buy? How to buy long lasting patio furniture. Like the stuff that, people ask about, buying stuff. What's the best kind of patio furniture to buy? Top 7 things to know about new trends in patio furniture for 2018, right? All those articles. And then, yes, you want to have massive ads, links. Hey, click here to get a 10% off coupon and buy from this site, right? And then all feeding back to your site. Okay. And we'll be, that's good. Okay. Thank you. Okay, good. All right. So Keith, shoot us the info, and everybody, thank you for being here, participating, tagging along, etc. Have a great week. Go out, put this stuff into action. Replay will be posted later today in the members area and online sometime later today. And have a great week. Boom, boom, boom.